Hello everyone and welcome back to another level review. Cataclysm is one of the most influential levels in JordanTRS history, and has helped kickstart so much in the community. There's so much that simply just would not exist if it weren't for Cataclysm, most famously Bloodbath. And that is why today, I'm be covering one of the more infamous remakes of it, Quest for Perfection. Quest for Perfection is a remake of Cataclysm that was created by LaserBlitz, and was verified by MaxES9 in July of 2016. Nowadays, however, it's seen as the one level with a weird-ass duel at the end, and the level that, for a time at least, couldn't figure out whether or not it was an Insane or an Extreme Demon. So today, I have decided I'm going to take a look at the level, and see if it's better than people say it is. This is a weird category to cover, because Quest for Perfection's gameplay mainly comes from Cataclysm, more specifically Old Cataclysm. This is easily seen by the fact that the first ship has gameplay that is identical to the one seen in Old Cata. The only noticeable difference between QFP and Old Cata is that the ship at 40% is nerfed, and that the final wave is replaced with original gameplay. Outside of this, however, there are still a few other changes that are made between the two levels, and these changes include: the second wave is altered, there's a timing in the ball that's slightly changed, there's a single click at 52% that's been made auto, and a few other small tweaks. Here's the thing, I'd argue pretty much all of these changes actually make the level better. This ship used to be one of the hardest parts of the entire level, and now it's been replaced to be much more balanced with the rest of the level, and that single change alone makes the level 10 times better. I'd also argue that making this click auto actually makes the level flow better, because in the original, I found this part to be a lot more awkward than in Quest for Perfection. Despite this, there's still one change that I feel isn't very good, and it honestly kinda hurts the whole level, and that's the fact LaserBlitz changed the last wave to a duel part. The duel part's just really awkward to play, and the fact that it's at the very end of the level makes it a lot worse in my opinion. I don't like it when a level gets harder near the end of the level. Future Funk 2. And Quest for Perfection does this sadly. However, it improves on the gameplay from the original Cataclysm so much that I have a tough time saying which I think is better. If I had to pick one, however, I would probably pick Quest for Perfection. The decoration in Quest for Perfection is probably one of its strongest points. The whole level has this nice space theme to it, and it really fits together really well. Something I noticed is that the level actually kinda looks like an early version of Blade of Justice. I'm not sure if that's just me, but it did really remind me of it while I was playing it. It would make sense though, since both levels were made by LaserBlitz. Every part has its own elements to it, while still managing to tie in with the rest of the level. My personal favorite parts have to be the first ball part, the slow ship, and the duels. I do wish LaserBlitz had kept the sort of like lights off look of this part from the original, as I thought it fit the song really well. I do also wish there was more intensity in a few parts, including the middle sections and the duels, but that may just be more of a personal preference thing than anything. In the end, I do think the decoration is really good, especially for its time. There's just a few things I think would have made the decoration a lot better than it currently is. The music is really interesting here, as it's the same song that was used in the original Cataclysm, for obvious reasons. However, I'd argue this level actually fits the song even more than Cataclysm did. At the Speed of Light was actually made to be a space-themed song, and you can see this if you look in the description on the original Newgrounds page for it. It's because of this that I'd argue that more space-themed Quest for Perfection suits the song better than the hell-themed Cataclysm. Outside of that, though, I can't really gauge the music sync all that well. I would normally look at like the level's gameplay to determine how well it syncs to the song, but it kind of feels like cheating because most of the gameplay is just taken from Cataclysm outside of the duels, and the duels sync up pretty well. My main problem, though, is that the decoration doesn't do much to sync up the song, if I'm being honest. And honestly, that's a shame, because I think adding some more flashing and movements could have done wonders for the level and fully tying it to the song. But instead, the level just feels kinda static, and that really sucks. Overall, though, I do feel like Quest for Perfection does tie in with the music really well, especially considering when this level came out. The originality is weird, because obviously this level is just a remake of Cataclysm, but in terms of remakes go, this is probably one of the more original ones out there. I can't think of many remakes that just completely change the whole theme of a level. especially not in the same way that Quest of Perfection does. Even outside of that, I can't think of many levels that have a similar look to Quest of Perfection, let alone levels that were out at the same time. Despite that, there still isn't really very much you can do to make a remake very original, no matter how much you change it really, because at the end of it, it's still just that, a remake, and remakes are inherently not original. However, I don't think that's really the fault of the level, that's just a fact of how remakes are. Overall, I do think that the decoration makes up more than enough for the gameplay, as Laserblitz style tends to be pretty unique in my opinion, and I believe that he changed the gameplay enough to make it fresh, while still making it tied to Cataclysm. In the end, while this level is definitely flawed, I really don't think it's the worst level out there. Despite how frustrating I found the level to be, I still do think it plays better than the original Cataclysm, and I'd still much rather play it over plenty of other levels. The decoration is pretty good, especially for its time, although I do feel like there are a few changes and tweaks I could have been made to make it just that tiny bit better. And overall, while the decoration and theming fits the song a lot more than really any other level, it doesn't do all that much outside of that. Overall though, I do think this level is pretty good. I just wish the gameplay near the end was better, as it really drags down the whole level in my opinion. And that about wraps up this level review. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna be honest, this one was more of a pain in the ass than really any other level review I've made. I literally had my narration recorded, and then it just deleted itself. I literally don't know where it went. So this is my second time recording all this narration. Outside of that, I've got a few other levels I want to review, and I feel like you're gonna really enjoy some of them, so be on the lookout for those. Outside of that, I've got a few ideas for some new scripted videos that I might do, so hopefully, assuming I go through with them, you should see them relatively soon. But outside of that, thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye!